Okay, listen to me very carefully, my friend. Here's the deal. First, to steal the diamond, you need to get to a remote island. It doesn't exist on any map, and it's forbidden for ordinary people to be there. The diamond is in the heart of this place, inside a well-guarded deep underground bunker. It's impossible to get there through the main entrance. But lucky you, there's also a secret jail on the island. You can get there as a prisoner and then escape through the underground tunnel. That tunnel will lead you into the bunker. Then you should find the diamond. You'll have very little time for the whole operation. When you're done, a boat will be waiting for you in the southern part of the island. Do everything correctly and follow the plan, and then you'll encounter no problems. Got it? Alright, let's go. You and other prisoners get into a helicopter and fly to the island. You're handcuffed. At one moment, the helicopter begins to shake. The pilot says you're falling. He puts on a parachute and jumps out of the helicopter. Take a look around and decide what to do next. Faster! You see the keys to your handcuffs hanging near the cabin. Then you get rid of the handcuffs. The prisoners ask you to release them too. But be careful, these people are dangerous. All three of them say they know how to fly a helicopter. Who will you believe? That guy with a tattoo with a helicopter on his leg. Maybe he's a good pilot. You remove his handcuffs and he admits he has lied. None of these people knows how to fly a helicopter. There's only one parachute left. The prisoner pushes you to the side, grabs the parachute, and jumps out of the falling helicopter. You decide to release the other prisoners too. What will you do next? Jump without a parachute? Try to land the helicopter on your own? The helicopter's pilot abandoned the vehicle because the landing was impossible. So you will not succeed either. You need to jump. You have been flying over the ocean, remember? Also, the helicopter is falling, so the height isn't that great. You jump into the water and swim toward the shore. Suddenly, you notice a shark's fin. It's quickly approaching you. What are you going to do? A. Try to swim to the shore as fast as possible. B. Don't swim anywhere and just float in the water. C. Dive and start waving your hands to scare the shark away. You need to stop. If you start swimming away, the shark will begin chasing you. Breathe in a lot of air and try not to make unnecessary movements. The shark will leave soon. But if it attacks, you'll have to attack back. Its gills and eyes are the animal's weak spots. Fortunately, the shark doesn't charge at you. It swims away, and you get to the shore safely. The island's guards are running out of the jungle. One of the prisoners who was with you in the helicopter is hiding in the bushes and invites you to join him. Where will you go? Let the guards catch you and take you to jail. Don't forget about your mission. They dress you in a yellow shirt and lead you away. You see many dangerous people. You're sitting at the table having lunch. There are 3 prisoners in front of you. One of them is going to escape. But who? That man with a book. A metal file serves him as a bookmark. Today, he will also try to escape. The underground tunnel leading from the prison to the bunker is located under the laundry room. You need to get out of your cell and get there. To do this, you have to get the metal file and pick the lock. Everyone goes out into the courtyard for a walk. You're following the man with the book. He sits down on the bench and hides the book under the seat. You need to distract him and get your hands on the book. You can use a basketball, dumbbells, or playing cards. What will you do? You can offer to work out with the dumbbells or play cards, but it will be difficult for you to get out of his sight. Start playing basketball. Throw the ball far away. The prisoner will run after it. Meanwhile, you'll take the book. So you grab the book but find no file inside. Instead of this, You find some money. It seems this guy has sold the tool to one of the other prisoners. You put the money in your pocket and look around the yard. Which of the prisoners can have the metal file? That guy is pressing his fingers to the sleeve of his shirt. Apparently, he's hiding the tool there. You're about to approach him, but one of the prisoners starts a fight. The guards are trying to prevent a riot. In all this chaos, someone hits you on the head and you lose consciousness. You wake up in a hospital ward. Oh no! You have almost no time left. The doors are locked. Several security guards are walking around. How can you get into the laundry room? In the corner, there's a huge cart with dirty laundry. Hide in there, and they'll take you to where you need to go. You hide among the dirty sheets. The cleaner takes the cart and transports you to the laundry room. He throws the linen into the washing machine and notices you. The cleaner is going to scream and call the guards. What will you do? You have some money, remember? You can pay for his silence. You move one of the washing machines and find a hatch under it. You climb inside and walk through the tunnel. It's very cold, wet, and dark here. Finally, you reach a small room. There are no windows and doors, only brick walls. What will you do? You can't go back. Among all these bricks, there's one sticking out of the wall. Try to push it. It worked. A secret door opens, and you step inside. You go down and find yourself in front of another iron door. You notice an oxygen tank with a mask lying nearby. You open the door and find yourself in an airlock room between two iron doors. One of the doors closes behind you. All the oxygen gets pumped out. You can't breathe, so you put on the mask. The second iron door opens, and you go inside. You see 3 tunnels. The first tunnel is filled with moving axes, blades, and other traps. High-voltage electric discharges flicker in the second tunnel. The third tunnel is burning with a bright flame. One of the threats is an illusion. Which tunnel will you choose? There's no air in the room, which means fire can't burn here. The flame is a hologram. You move on and find yourself in front of a dark room. It's so dark you can't see what's inside. It seems to you that the diamond is there. Stop. What is this diamond? Who gave you this mission? What are you doing here? What's happening? At this moment, some unknown force pushes you forward. You step into the black void and fall. You find yourself floating in outer space. It's so cold and scary here. You feel tiny in the boundless universe. Suddenly, you see something shining. Is it a star or an asteroid? A bright light illuminates the black space around you. Good job, a heavy voice says. You reach out your hand and touch the light. At this moment, at a great speed, you start flying back through space and time. You're falling fast and land in a dirty room. Frightened, you get up and open the door. Oh, yes, sunlight! You finally get out of the bunker and find yourself on the island. There are 2 paths in front of you. One leads to the south, the other to the north. Which one will you choose? The boat is supposed to be waiting for you in the south, remember? You go through the jungle and find an old car. You start the engine and grab an MP3 player with headphones from the glove compartment. You drive along the road listening to music when you realize the brakes don't work. There are 3 ways ahead. A brick wall is waiting for you at the end of the first road. The second one leads to a swamp, and the third leads to a high hill with a cliff. Where are you going to drive? There's almost no time. Release the gas pedal and drive up the hill. The car will start slowing down, and soon you'll be able to get out of it. You go through the jungle and find yourself on the shore. There's an old motorboat on the sand. You push it into the water, start the engine, and get in. After traveling for some time, you see rocks with shipwrecks next to them. You slow down and hear beautiful singing coming from the rocks. The singing is beckoning, and you direct your boat right toward the rocks. You're quickly approaching the place and can do nothing to stop the inevitable. What will you do? You have the MP3 player you found in the car. You put on the headphones, turn on cool epic music, and travel away. You're heading toward sunset, toward new adventures. And now, let's check your points. 0 to 3 points. You definitely shouldn't go on dangerous adventures. You may be able to pass the first test, but you aren't likely to get through all the trials. 4 to 7 points. It's better, but you still lack confidence. You might panic in an extreme situation, and panic is the main enemy of any adventurer. 8 to 11 points. You're not afraid of danger. You always move forward with confidence. But you need to work on your attention to detail and your logical thinking skills to be able to always get out of trouble. 12 to 14 points. You're a real adventurer. You can handle not only exhausting challenges, but also survive inexplicable strange situations that would drive other people mad. Well, Melanie came to her best friend's birthday party. She was having the time of her life when she noticed something creepy. One of the guests wasn't human. Have you spotted this weird creature too? It's that guy hanging upside down with his head on the shelf. Yep, him. Eerie. To relieve stress, Melanie decided to go to a club, but it seemed like the universe was conspiring against her. Melanie saw another non-human being. Look at the image attentively and try to figure out who is not human. It's the DJ. He's levitating. Run, Melanie, run! The girl decided that a public park in the center of the city must be a safe place. So she sat down on a bench and got ready to enjoy the sun. And guess what? She spotted someone else who wasn't human. Who is it? It's that lady on the bench. She doesn't cast a shadow. By the time Melanie's boyfriend, Marcus, invited her to have dinner with his friends, the girl had already resigned herself to her fate. So when she realized that one of the attendants was a vampire, she wasn't all that surprised. Do you see who doesn't belong to the world of the living? It's the guy wearing a blue pullover. He's holding a pack with some red liquid inside. It's something vampires really like. Yeah, you get what I mean, right? Having escaped the party, Melanie went to drink some coffee at a nearby cafe. There were 2 baristas there, and Melanie immediately understood that one of them was a robot. Duh, what are the odds? Anyway, which barista isn't human? It's the one on the left. There's a faint light above her ear, see? I don't think humans can shine. A man walked into a store and stole a $100 bill from the register. After that, he bought $70 worth of goods using the money he had taken. The unsuspecting owner of the store gave him $30 in change. How much money did the owner lose altogether? Your first instinct might be to say $130, but in fact, the owner lost $100. It was $70 worth of goods and those $30 of change. Uh-oh, The best man better hurry and find those wedding rings. Do you think you could help him? That's where they are. Now look at this picture. By moving just 2 matchsticks, you gotta make the biggest possible number. What number is it? It's 51,181. Move the matchsticks from the top and bottom of the digit 0 to the center and use these to make the digit 1 after the digit 8. You see that? Now, you need to pick 3 balls to get 30. Which balls will you take? All the given balls are odd-numbered, and we know that adding 3 odd numbers can never result in an even number. But you can get 30 by using balls number 11, 13, and 9. You just need to rotate 9 so that it reads 6. Now, you probably know that ants move in groups. In one of such groups, there are 2 ants in front of 2 ants, 2 ants behind 2 ants, and 2 ants next to 2 ants. How many ants were there in the group? Even though it may seem there were a lot of ants in the group, in reality, there were just 4. They simply stood in a square formation. Nick and Sam live in different parts of the city, but they go to the same college. Today, Sam left home 15 minutes earlier than Nick did. They met in the park. Who was closer to the college when they met? The guys met in the same place, so this means they are equally close to the college. There are 5 apples. They are green and red. Of any 2 apples, at least 1 is red. How many green apples are there? There is only 1 green apple. As you can see, in any pair of apples, 1 or both fruits are red. It means there can be no pair where both apples are green, which, in turn, means there can't be more than 1 green apple. Otherwise, they would make a pair. You see that? You've got a lock with a special code consisting of 3 digits. Each digit can be any number from 1 to 9. To open the lock, you need to figure out the secret code. Let me help you and give you some clues. Before the first number, I say higher. Before the second number, I say lower. And before the last number, I say correct. Can you guess the code? The code is actually the number of letters in the words higher, lower, and correct. 6, 5, and 7, respectively. 3 brothers won 2 scooters that had the same price in a lottery. To divide their winnings equally, the oldest and the middle brother each took a scooter. Then, each of them gave 350 coins to the youngest brother. How many coins is 1 scooter worth? It costs 1,050 coins. You see, the younger brother got this sum of money. This is the third of the cost of the 2 scooters. It means that 2 scooters are worth 2,100 coins. This way, 1 scooter costs 1,050 coins. Kate lives on the 4th floor and Alex lives on the 2nd floor. When she goes up to the 4th floor, Kate climbs 60 stairs. How many stairs does Alex have to climb to get to the 2nd floor? Your first answer might be that Alex needs to climb 30 stairs. It's half as many as Kate has to because she lives on a floor twice as high. But this is not the case. When Kate goes up to the 4th floor, she climbs 6 flights of stairs. So there are 20 stairs between 2 floors. It means that when Alex goes from the first floor to the second floor, he climbs 20 stairs. A businessman was about to go through a security check at the airport when he realized someone had taken his luggage. The airport police had 3 suspects. Lisa said she wouldn't take someone's old brown bag when she had her own, bright pink and pretty. Mike explained he was a light traveler and didn't have luggage. He put everything in his backpack. Rob had a broken arm and a sprained ankle. He could hardly carry anything. The police immediately knew who had done it. Can you figure it out? It was Lisa. Nobody told her the luggage was brown. Then how did she figure it out? Mrs. Smith called the school principal to report that someone had taken her students' tests. She added that she had noticed a stranger wearing school clothes, gloves, and a red hat walking the school hallways. This person also had 3-star tattoos on their fingers. The principal didn't believe the teacher. Why? She said the person had been wearing gloves. But then, how did she see those 3-star tattoos on the intruder's fingers? She must have lost the test herself and was trying to find an excuse. Laura had always dreamed of having a dog. As soon as she started living on her own, she got herself an extremely expensive puppy. Once she had to go on a business trip. She asked Sarah, her housekeeper, Annabelle, her cook, and Phoebe, her sister, to look after her pet. But when Laura came back, her dog was gone, and all 3 women claimed they didn't know what had happened. Look at them attentively. Who is lying? It's the cook. See, the puppy's collar is in her pocket. Lisa followed her mom's instructions and went to bed without objections. But her mom suspected that her daughter hadn't brushed her teeth. If you manage to find a toothbrush in the girl's bedroom, her mother's suspicions are correct. Ah, the toothbrush is hidden on that shelf. Uh-oh, someone is going to be in trouble tomorrow.
Look at this picture attentively. One of these people doing planks isn't human. Can you figure out which one it is? It's the man on the right. Even though he seems to have a perfectly human reaction, he has 2 left hands. Weird. Now, how about these 2 ladies? Which of them is dangerous? The worker behind the lady on the left indicates that it's too dangerous to stand so close to the edge. So, this woman isn't dangerous. She is in danger. As for the woman on the right, she seems to be scared of the arriving train, but in fact, she is dangerous. Look at her belly. She's not pregnant. She's hiding something under her clothes. This scene looks like something from a nightmare. But once you get used to this spider woman, can you figure out who the prey is? It's actually the female monster. The man has a lasso to catch her. These 2 people seem to be in grave danger, but in reality, one of them is safe. Which one is it? Looking at the rope holding the man, it's tearing apart, so he's in danger. The woman is safe, at least physically. Now we have these 2 lovely grannies. Which of them is dangerous? What do you think? Look at the granny on the right. Her reflection is actually ahead of time, applying lipstick while the real granny is just holding it in her hand. This granny is dangerous. The other just likes tartar, I'd say. I have a thing on my mind. It's super easy to lift, but hard to throw. Can you guess what it is? It's a feather. Do you know something that has 88 keys? It might sound exotic, but this thing is just a piano. I bet this riddle will make you think. Listen attentively. If there are 12 $5 coins in a dozen, how many $10 coins are in a dozen? 10, 12, 15, or 5? The correct answer is 12, since a dozen always has 12 elements. In a 7-story building, the higher the floor is, the more people live there. Based on this information, what floor does the elevator go to most often? The 2nd, 4th, 1st, or 7th? If you have answered that the elevator goes to the 1st floor most often, you're absolutely right. Residents from all the floors must go to the 1st floor at some point. Almost all people have 10 fingers on both hands. Now, answer very fast. How many fingers are there on 10 hands? Even though it seems that the correct answer is 100, it's actually 50. If you disagree, find 10 hands and count each finger. A man says, "Everything I say is a lie." Does he tell the truth? Does he lie? Or is it impossible to figure it out? The man lies. Because if it was indeed the case, then at least one of his statements that he always lies would be true, and it creates a logical paradox. Look at these people. They seem to be sound asleep. But one of them has just sneaked into their bed. Which one is it? It's the girl on the right. She's forgotten to take off her heels. A security guard stops these women before they leave the store. He's sure that one of them is a thief. Look at them attentively and try to figure out which one is a criminal. It's the woman on the right. She's the only one wearing comfortable footwear, most likely for a fast escape. Mark and Amy were parents to a teenager called Jacob. One day, Mark's laptop disappeared, and nobody in the house could find it. They called the police. When a detective arrived and searched the place, he found a note on Mark's desk. It was written by Jacob. The note read, "Wow." The detective immediately figured out who had taken the laptop. Can you crack this case too? It was Amy. If you turn the note upside down, it'll read, "Mom." An archaeologist is exploring an ancient cave in an isolated area. When he's about to leave, the front part of the cave collapses. The man immediately runs inside to save his life. He sees 3 tunnels. Only one leads to safety. The first tunnel is filled with giant mice. The second is home to 12 grizzly bears. The third tunnel leads to a lake swarming with hungry sharks. Which tunnel should he enter? Even though it's not the most pleasant solution, the safest option is the tunnel with mice. They don't attack humans. Mary went to a spa to have a massage. At one point, she dozed off. When it was time to pay, Mary discovered that her money was missing. There were 3 people who could have taken the money. The first employee said that she'd had her lunch at the back of the salon. The second employee claimed she had gone to the storage room to get some massage oil. And another customer explained that she'd been waiting for her turn to get a massage. Who is lying? The second employee. Why would she need to go to the storage if she has a few bottles of oil right there on the table? How good are you at math? We'll see in a moment. If A plus A equals B, B plus B equals D, A plus D equals E, then how much is B plus D plus E equal to? It's the letter K, which equals 11. All these letters represent their positions in the alphabet. A equals 1, B equals 2, C equals 3, D equals 4, and E equals 5. 2 plus 4 plus 5 equals 11. And that's the letter K. Thomas loved asking his friends to solve all kinds of funny riddles. If they answered correctly, he helped them with whatever they had problems with. One day, Daniel came to Thomas and asked for help with his math exam. He knew the rules though. He had to solve one riddle first. What kind of running leads to walking? Thomas asked. Do you know the correct answer? Daniel said, running out of gas. And he was right. So Thomas helped him right away. Detective Lawson was working on a tricky case. One day, he vanished. His colleagues found an encrypted note on his desk. It looked like this. The officers knew Lawson had 3 suspects, Milana, Susan, and Emily. Which of them knows something about the detective's disappearance? After some time, one of the police officers cracked the code. D plus 1 equals E, L plus 1 equals M, and so on. It was Emily who knew where the detective was. Can you figure out which of these girls lacks common sense? Well, neither of them is the brightest bulb in the chandelier. The one on the left is going to post a photo of her credit card on her social media. And the one on the right is going to share the details of her ID and plane ticket with her followers. That's incredibly unsafe. Welcome back to our show. Before the break, Mr. Sanders here made it to our grand finale. How do you feel, Mr. Sanders? Nervous. Okay, now to win the main prize of $1 million, all you have to do is name 100 words that do not contain the letter A in 90 seconds. Start the clock. Can you help Mr. Sanders win the prize? He just needs to start counting really fast from 1 to 100. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There is no letter A in any of these numbers. Check for yourself. Laura had 2 admirers. One day, she urgently needed cash. But both men told her they didn't want to give her money. At the same time, they promised to buy her whatever she wanted. How did the young lady get out of the situation? Laura brought her first admirer to a clothing store where she chose an expensive coat. The man paid and they both left. The next day, the lady came to the same place with her second admirer and acquired the same coat. The third time, she visited the store herself in order to return one of the purchases. Voila! Neither of her admirers was going to suspect her of returning his gift, and she had the cash she needed.
That's it for today. So hey, if you pacified your curiosity, then give the video a like and share it with your friends. Or if you want more, just click on these videos and stay on the bright side.